Hey guys, welcome to a Q&A about our Samoyed Felix.
We are Julia and Sven and Felix, and we travel around the world, and this little guy has been to more than 30 countries already. And in this week's video we will answer the most frequently asked questions you guys gave us on Instagram. So if you don't follow Felix's Instagram account yet, make sure to check it out and you won't miss any updates.
We just came back home from a trip yesterday and Felix is a bit tired, so he might fall asleep during this video. Just ignore that. Okay, let's jump right into the video. I've got many questions here on my phone and we will try to answer them as good as possible. First question, what is Felix's personality like?
It's a big question, right? So I would say he is cheeky, very curious. So he loves to explore every new place and he loves to going to new places.
He's very funny. He always makes us laugh because he does a lot of stupid things.
Yeah.
He's also very cautious and very calm. That's why it's possible for us to teach him all these things like holding a pizza slice in his mouth or standing still for a long time so we can take pictures. We often get comments like, how do you do it? This is just impossible with my dog because he moves like this. But Felix is just very calm, as you can see.
Very relaxed as well.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, how old is Felix? And maybe we can just share some basic information about him.
Yeah, so Felix right now, as in 2023, he's 6 years old. So he was born in 2016, right? So he will turn 7 in a few months. And he weighs around 30 kilos, sometimes 32. And yeah, he's a happy little dude.
He's quite big. He's quite big for a Samoyed, and if you want to know more about the breed in general, how they behave and what it's like to own a Samoyed, we already made a video about that, so we will link it somewhere here. Next one is something we didn't expect you to ask. Does he struggle with anxiety? I heard a lot of Samoyeds do.
Actually, yes. And we always thought that Felix might be the only Samoyed that has these issues, but apparently not. Because you asked it.
But for him, it wasn't always like this. So when he was born, we immediately started traveling with him and he was so curious, he wanted to explore everything. Then the pandemic started and we were basically at home for 1.5 years. We didn't do much, just going around our neighborhood, visiting some hikes, but we didn't meet any people, we didn't go to public spaces. I think his anxiety kind of started in this period.
Started after that. Whenever we go to public places, loud noises like people walking or cars driving or something like that, he doesn't matter about those, but whenever there is a sudden loud noise like a bang from a door slamming or fireworks especially, he is very, very scared. And
sometimes he gets kind of a panic attack. We just had that recently. We were in the car and there was a firework in the middle of the day randomly at the beach and he couldn't really escape. We were right next to it and his whole body was shaking. I tried to calm him down, but there's not much we can do. Yeah, so...
Yeah, he hadn't had these issues before the pandemic, so I think he just got used to all those relaxed and quiet spots he had here at home. Yes. And when he then started to get back into public, he just was a little freaked out, I guess.
Yeah, and we always try to practice. We go to train stations and show him it's not that bad, but I guess it takes time.
And sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse. And we quickly realize whenever we travel and he gets used to public spaces more and more, it gets better. So we do that.
Felix, the next question is, how do you afford all the travel? Any money-saving travel tips? So we're basically content creators. We travel for a living. That's why we travel most of the time. And when we don't travel, we are at home editing the content from our travels.
Yeah.
So whenever we are on a trip, we have collaborations with different brands, with hotels, with tourism boards. That's why we don't pay for all of our travels. For some, of course, but not for all.
And when it comes to money saving tips, there are several things you could do. For example, when you travel to a country where there is like toll fees on the streets, you can just drive on the normal roads where there are no toll fees. Or you can sign up to hotel bonus programs to earn some points to get free hotel stays.
Or when you are flexible with your travel dates, you can adjust them and look for the cheapest prices.
That's the same thing for flights, for example, but another money saving tip for us is that we actually don't fly at all. We always just drive with all our stuff. So that makes our life also very easy. We can do grocery shopping at home, which is most of the time cheaper than at a travel destination.
I think this is the most expensive part. When you are on your travel, I mean, you can book a cheap accommodation, you can go there by car, you can skip all the things that cost a lot of money. For example, let's say you go to Venice, you can walk around there completely for free, but if you go on a gondola ride, you have to pay for that. If you eat out, you have to pay for that. So bring your own food, maybe from home, or go to a grocery store instead of a fancy restaurant, something like that.
And obviously that's easier having a car than flying.
Exactly, and we drive all the time because of him. We took some flights, but because of his anxiety it's no longer possible. That's why we drive all the time. The main actor just left the stage. He decided it's time to take a nap. Felix, come here.
Melis. Come here.
He's back. Oh, we promised him lots of chimkin. Okay, let's continue. How did you train Felix to travel?
Well, that's a very easy answer, to be honest. We just started immediately after getting him. So when he was a puppy, we straight up went to the car and drove to the Netherlands. And at the first time, like the first 2 weeks maybe, he wasn't that happy to travel in the car. He was a little afraid and scared because everything was so new. But after that, he just loved to jump into the car and explore new places, and he has been like that since that.
So what you can do before you go on a longer trip to another country is to just book a mini vacation, maybe to a city nearby for a weekend, and try to leave your dog alone in the room, practice this. Or we will also do another video about that very, very soon, because there are so many requests how to leave a dog alone in a hotel room. But the basic answer is to just start early and do it. You can't really practice, it's learning by doing. Just go on trips and
as often as possible take your dog with you.
Yes, exactly. Next up is, what's the best place you've traveled to so far? I think our opinions are a bit different here, but let's just ignore what Sven and I think. Yeah. I'm sure the question was for Felix.
Yeah, so I think for Felix, obviously he is like a snow dog, so he loves to explore those cold places wherever there is snow. But he also loves to run around on those huge beaches, for example. And I think for that, Italy is just amazing, because there are so many open and free beaches and they are beautiful, and he can do those zoomies without a leash. And also the people are so friendly, so
everyone
I think
loves
he just enjoys it so much in Italy, right?
Yeah, he gets so much attention. Everyone is like, "Oh, bellissimo, che bello cane." Yeah. But what he also really liked was our trip to northern Finland with lots of snow in the winter, and it was amazing. We stayed in a glass igloo, watched the northern lights. This was very, very special for him.
Yeah, the same thing for Switzerland in winter. So I think those are the 3 favorite spots for Felix. Yeah.
What other countries are you planning on visiting next? For this summer we have another big trip planned. We will go with our van Daisy, we will go to Greece and travel all the way through the Balkan back to Germany. So we will cross Croatia, Albania, Bosnia, etc. All these cool countries. And we are not quite sure yet how long this will take. Maybe 1 month, maybe 2, maybe 3. We will see. And depending on that, we might go to Asia in winter. This was also another question. Will you travel to Asia? But our plans are not fixed, so we will let you know soon.
But we will definitely travel to Asia with Felix at some point of time.
Exactly. Will you travel to the US?
Yes!
Yeah, we would love to. We've also figured out a way how to get Felix from Europe to America. Will probably be South America. But
we'll see when, so we don't have the exact plans yet.
Maybe
we don't
next
have a
year,
time
maybe
yet,
the year after. Yeah. Let's see. Someone wanted to know what travel supplies we have for Felix.
For that, we have a very good list on Amazon. We linked it down below the video, and you just have to say it basically depends on where you go and how long the trip would go. But the most essential parts are, of course, Chimkin nuggets. No, but his leash, his harness, maybe a water bottle, some poop bags, and also like those foldable bowls where you can put in food and stuff like that.
A muzzle if you want to take public boats, trains, etc. It's often required in some countries. Then of course dog food, a toy, maybe a ball when we go to the beach.
And depending on the time, how long you will travel with him, it's also important to have his brushes with you. So.
And also some marrow carrot soup. It's a soup that you can use whenever a dog or maybe also a human gets diarrhea. Sometimes Felix has this because
it works very good.
Because he had some water that wasn't good. And on our last trip, for example, we also started taking some medicine for him because he had an issue on his paw. It's now fine again, but it's also always good to carry some bandages.
Some first aid kit stuff.
Exactly, in case something happens. Next question is, how do you come up with the ideas on what you post on Insta? So in case you don't know, Sven is the guy behind the camera who films all the videos and edits them afterwards, and I basically always come up with the ideas. Sometimes we do trends, but sometimes I just get inspired by the places we travel to. For example, we've just been to Italy. In Italy you have pizza, pasta, gelato, so we film videos with that. Let's put it that way. So most of the time it's like that. I try to create something with the place we go to. And Felix's most popular videos are always the ones where he is wiggling with his ears, where his ears are dancing. And we get this question every day, like, how is he doing that ear dance?
Well, I would say that would be a secret. Right, Felix?
Felix
You wouldn't tell.
Doesn't want to share his secret. No.
He will keep it.
We are almost at the end, but there are a few more questions coming. Next one is, why don't you get a little brother for Felix? 2 doggos will be fun.
Well, we would have to say that Felix sometimes can get a little bit jealous, and he really enjoys his time alone, so he's the center of attention.
He's the king in the house and he really likes that.
Exactly.
Maybe at some point of time we might get a second dog, but for now we are just happy as it is. And we will keep it like that, but who knows what will happen in a few years. The next question goes pretty well with this topic. It's how to choose a breeder. So if we would get another dog, we would follow a few steps to choose a good breeder.
In Germany there are several lists where you can find official breeders, and this is a very important point because you just cannot go to any breeder or to anyone who sells puppies, because it's important to go to a breeder that is certified, listed, and then you have to visit the breeder and to see the mother of the puppies, and if they are in good conditions and if they have like those nice spaces and everyone feels fine and seems healthy. And then you also, if it is an official breeder, you would have to see those papers, all the documents that state that the mother is healthy, the puppies are healthy, and that they don't have any issues, health issues
in the family. So it's important to check the ancestors if there were some health problems, because please don't get a dog for a little bit of money if you want to get one from the breeder. I mean, the best option is always to get one from the shelter. But if you decide to get a dog from a breeder, please make sure they don't have any health issues in their past, because this will cost you so much money and make your life so hard, because when you have to go to the vet every week for some problems that occur after some time, it will be a nightmare. It's the worst for you, but also for the dog. Of course, here in Germany we also have websites where you can get a purebred puppy very, very cheap, much cheaper than from an official breeder, but afterwards you will get the bill for that, because you have to handle all the struggles that come up later. The next question is a nice one. Are you guys on to getting married? By the way, I love your page, big hug.
Short answer, yes. And long answer, we are currently planning our wedding for next year in summer. That's what we are trying to do, because right now we're trying to find a location which doesn't seem to be that easy.
It's so difficult because we want to have an Italian-inspired wedding, but we are located in Germany.
So the location is very important to, you know, get the vibe of those Italy vibes.
But most places here are more like rustic houses and they look beautiful, all these castles that we have in Germany.
Yeah.
But we want more like a summer wedding outside, maybe in a glass house, but it's not so easy.
And some locations also don't allow dogs, which is a deal breaker for us, obviously, because this guy is also very important and he has to join the wedding.
He will carry the rings.
You don't know that yet, huh?
He will be the flower boy. Oh my gosh, we have to practice that. I'm pretty sure something will go wrong.
He will do great, he will do great.
We will
As
see.
always.
But we will share all of this on Instagram. So if you like, you can also follow our family account. Over there we share much more behind the scenes and family related content. Also, it's also a lot about Felix, but yeah, some other things about our family in general as well. And the last question is, do you get noticed by your followers?
Well, yes, we do actually, and we really enjoy it. So whenever you see us, don't hesitate to say hi. Felix also loves it.
Yeah, he barks. So in case you say hi, he will bark a lot, but this just means that he is super happy. His barking is a sign to show his happiness. And yeah, you can take pictures with him if you like. Sometimes we also get pictures from people saying, oh, I was too shy to say hi, but I saw you this evening or whatever. But yeah, we don't bite. We are happy to meet you in person.
Yes.
Okay guys, that's already it. When you see this video, we will already be in the preparations for our next trip. Next up is Vienna in Austria with the whole family of Sven. Felix will be very happy to take his uncles and his grandparents.
We hope you enjoyed this talking video and please let us know if you have any more questions in the comments.
We will try to answer as many as possible. Okay, Felix is leaving.
Before you leave, just say
goodbye. Bye
bye everyone. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe and see you next week.
Bye.